Hey guys, what's going on? This is Boride. This is my first video on this channel, actually. And I didn't want to do an introduction video because I didn't feel like taking the time to do that. And my videos, like my channel, I feel like is going to be pretty self-explanatory what I'm doing here after a couple videos. And I will do like a channel description in case people really want to know what I'm doing. Because it is kind of specific what I'm doing, but not really. I may branch out into similar things. It depends. Obviously, this is a Fnaf channel. It's going to be mostly Fnaf theories. I don't know if I will do any things like playthroughs or, I don't know, analyses or just whatever. It's going to be mostly theories, basically. I'm not going to say all theories in case I do end up doing something else, but it is mostly theories. Now, they are. It's not going to be like another Matt Pat type thing. I'm going to be talking about things that no one, or at least no one I have seen has really talked about. I'm going to talk about things that you may not have ever even thought about before, characters or mechanics or games or just things that you've probably never really batted an eye at. And that's why I think this channel could take off. I use the word could because I'm not overly confident about this, but I do think this could get off. I'm just gonna get right into it. I don't need to this big introduction. That I've tried recording this a couple times now, and I've lost like 10 minutes of me blabbering my mouth, and I don't feel like doing that again. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Today I'm talking about Fnaf Plus. Now, if you don't know what that is, just look it up because I don't know if I have the time to tell you about it, but just look up Fnaf Plus and specifically look at the video breaking and entering, and that'll give you exactly that'll give you all the information you need for this video. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, my theory is breaking and entering is the one I'm going to be talking about the most here. The person recording, I think, is Cassidy. And a lot of people, when I looked in the comments, thought that it was Fritz, the kid who possesses Foxy. And I don't believe that. And the first thing I had to do was debunk that theory. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do right here. So, if this were the kid who possesses Foxy, then it would be impossible, basically. According to the timeline at least, because in backstage, if you look at the spare Freddy back there, you can see that there are eyeballs on the snout, and therefore someone has been stuffed in the suit already. Now, who is this? Because it's not Michael, because according to the next trailer or video or whatever, the description gives us a date. I think it's like October 14th or 13th or something like that. And Michael works there at November, I don't know, 12, pretty much like a month or a couple weeks after that. I don't remember. It's November something. So they're in maybe 2 to 4 weeks of each other. And so this isn't Michael because Michael works there after. So who is this, the person in the suit? Well, it's Henry. It's Phone Guy after he gets killed in night 4 of his phone calls. So that's who's in the back there. That's why there's no security guard when this person is there, because obviously they would have one because it's a Freddy Fazbear's location. They have security guards, but they don't this time because they've been killed. So, knowing that, then this happens pretty much around the same time as FNAF 1, obviously, and FNAF 1 has Foxy and the other animatronics who are all possessed by children. Okay, makes sense. Foxy could have been the kid at this point. But think back to FNAF 2. FNAF 2 happens before FNAF 1. The withered animatronics in that game are also possessed. In fact, they're the actual suits that get the kids stuffed into them back in Fredbear's or, whatever. So, if the kid that possesses Foxy had already been stuffed into that suit, then what is he doing running around the FNAF 1 pizzeria? That wouldn't make any sense. He's in Withered Foxy, and that's the whole reason the Withered animatronics attack Michael, is, they're seeking revenge, blah, 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 looks like his father, blah, 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 whatever. That's probably a theory for another day. But Foxy, that kid is already dead, right? And my theory is that this is Cassidy, that this is Golden Freddy. And you could argue that Golden Freddy and Cassidy or whoever has already been killed. But not necessarily, because two people possess Golden Freddy, right? Crying Child. Crying Child, it doesn't get stuffed into Golden Freddy, and therefore is why Golden Freddy never attacks you personally as a physical being. Because the Crying Child uses agony to possess Golden Freddy, and that is the reason Shadow Freddy exists. Because Crying Child's real form of Golden Freddy is really Shadow Freddy, but he can still use Golden Freddy as not the actual suit, but to just torment his brother, saying, "It's me," appearing in the office, and doing all this weird, ghost stuff. So, that's debunking the Foxy theory, right? It can't be Foxy. He's already dead. So how is it Golden Freddy? Well, let me tell you, there is a massive amount of evidence to support my theory. You have no idea how much. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about... So this is something that has been given to us in the form of Security Breach and Ultimate Custom Night. The fact that Chica has seen the one you shouldn't have killed and has seen everything, right? If you watched MatPat's theory, then you know that Chica watched Cassidy be killed. Then that's why Chica appears in the Princess Quest minigame in that third one, I think it is. Or no, I think it's the second one, maybe. That's why Chica's there, because Chica watched Cassidy get killed. And Chica says that she has seen everything, so this is true. How does this relate? Well, Chica is the one singing to the person recording while she is getting harassed by Foxy. Chica is literally singing to this kid while getting murdered by William. And also, a lot of people thought that the face at the end was the puppet, but if you look at the puppet mask from earlier in the video in the office, they're completely different, and it looks more like Glitch Trap, actually, which is technically the fursuit version of the Springlock suit that William still would have used in certain cases. That's besides the point, that doesn't matter. But anyway, so that's one piece of evidence. Chica watched him get killed. Okay, that's not too much evidence, but it is still evidence. So, now, evidence number 2. This is a question I didn't really need to ask, but I had an answer, so I asked it just because I had an answer for it. Why Foxy? Right, debunking the Foxy theory had me wondering, why was Foxy the one attacking this kid if it weren't the person possessing Foxy? Well, this is William using Foxy to torment this kid who goes to possess Golden Freddy. William's son used Foxy to torment a kid that went on to possess Golden Freddy. This is all William knows, is Foxy, really, and tormenting people, and apparently specifically people that go on to possess Golden Freddy. I guess it's just a tradition with Fnaf, I don't know. But that's a small piece that really, that doesn't really put that doesn't hammer the nail into this theory. But I'm going to get into some more evidence, because those two things, you can throw them around wherever. They don't really mean that much. But if we get into the real evidence now, and also just a side note, if you pause the video at the right time while watching it, when the kid turns around to face back into parts and service, or backstage, back to when they're looking at the door and they turn around, if you pause it while they're turning around, the Freddy head that was next to them has actually turned into a Golden Freddy head. I'm not saying that proves this theory, I'm just saying it could, and it's actually really cool how they did that. I didn't notice it until I looked at the comments and someone pointed it out. But, So here's where we start getting our actual good evidence. Henry's fifth phone call for night 5 is a message directly from Golden Freddy. This kid gets killed the night that Henry does, which is night 4. So the night after, when there's supposed to be another phone call by Henry, now it is a phone call by Golden Freddy, because Golden Freddy couldn't have sent a message because Golden Freddy just got killed, or Cassidy just got stuffed into Golden Freddy. That's why you get a message from Golden Freddy and not, well, no one, I guess. That's one piece of evidence. Next, the Give Gifts, Give Life minigame in FNAF 2. When you do that, you give 4 kids Freddy Bonnie-Chica Freddy masks and presents. And then at the very end, for one frame, a 5th kid shows up and Golden Freddy jump scares you. Or rather, Withered Golden Freddy jump scares you, because it's FNAF 2. Now, you wouldn't have thought about this at the time, and I didn't either. But the reason the 5th child appears and is not given a mask is because that child's real physical body does not exist yet in FNAF 2. There is no dead kid that physically possesses Golden Freddy yet. So the marionette cannot put Golden Freddy's mask on a kid who isn't dead yet, because then the marionette would just be killing someone deliberately, and I don't think she does that. So that's why in that minigame, Golden Freddy appears but is not given a gift or given life, because there is no life to give yet. Next, I'm going to be saying that a lot. There was a lot of evidence that I found for this. Like, you have no idea. I just got to remember it, because I didn't make a script for some reason. The next piece of evidence is the fact that so I don't know why I started with that. If William is killing this kid, which he does, because we see, like, the camera at the very end, the camera has fallen over and Foxy's in the doorway, and then he just kind of goes away. So the kid does in fact get killed. So this is some hard evidence here. This kid gets stuffed into a suit, obviously, right? But which suit? Well, not Foxy, because Foxy's got a massive hole in his chest, and if he decided to stuff him into Foxy, then the smell would go everywhere, and it'd be very visible. He wouldn't put him in the other 3, or he wouldn't put her in the other 3 animatronics, because they're on the main stage, and again, the smell, people would smell it, and 2, it could be visible, and 3, there are endoskeletons in there, so it'd be kind of difficult to do that. And that's why he stuffs them into the Withered animatronics, because they're not on stage, and they're probably in the back room of Fredbear's Family Diner or something. And, okay, so, not the main 4 animatronics, and it's not the spare Freddy suit, because that suit is already being used by Henry. So, there is literally only one suit left in the pizzeria that could possibly hold a child. And this suit does not go on stage and is not seen by any worker or any employee or customer. And that is the Golden Freddy suit. Whether it be, I don't know, in somewhere in backstage or in the kitchen or in some other room that's not on the map, or just wherever this suit is, it is not seen by anyone and would therefore be a smart place to stuff a child into. This is me telling you guys where to properly stuff a kid in so you don't get caught. Because obviously, we're all trying to... Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that. But that's my next piece of evidence, is there is only one possible place to put this kid where no one would know that there is a kid in there, and that's the Golden Freddy suit. Now, our next piece of evidence, because there's still more, believe it or not. So in Chica's song that she's singing to our kid, to Cassidy, she says, and this is actually, this one could put the nail in the coffin here. Well, not really, but yeah, I just wanted to use that abbreviation. Anyway, so, in Chica's song, she's saying like, this door slamming shut. It's gonna catch you if you're ready or you're not. Everything will change. Blah, 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 blah. Literally telling the kid, listen, you're screwed. You may as well just give up. You're dead. Happened to me. Happened to these other guys. You're dead. I'm just gonna taunt you about it until you die and make you terrified because of my demonic, like, singing for some reason. But there's one specific line I'm gonna bring up, and that is, everything. No, it's not that line. Actually, that's a completely different. It's "Sleep, Little Girl." Okay, and that right there is pretty good evidence. The fact that she says "Sleep, little girl," and therefore she's talking to a girl, a female, right? She's talking to a girl, or singing to a girl rather. And this girl it's not like a pre-recorded song that she sings, because I don't think that Chica is gonna sing to the patrons, hey, this door slamming shut, it's gonna catch you if you're ready or you're not, sleep, little girl, everything will change when you wake, and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not a song that she'd be singing to people eating pizza. That's something she would sing to someone who's about to die and start possessing an animatronic that is going to be killed by someone. Because everything will change, when you wake, everything will change, is saying, like, hey, when you wake up, you're going to be possessing an animatronic suit and be able to phone call people from weeks from now for some reason. But Sleep Little Girl is telling us that she is singing to a girl. And that is some pretty good evidence right there. I'd just like to point that out. Patting myself on the back here, Yeah, but anyway, so that's what, 4 or 5 points of why this is Golden Freddy. Like, when I started thinking about this, it was hilarious the amount of evidence I could find for it. Like, it was so funny because it just took me a couple of minutes to come up with all these different points. Now, it's been a while since then, so it's hard for me to remember them, but I think I've gotten most of them. And it looks like I think we might be coming to the end here of my actual recording, so this is like perfectly timed. I'm almost certain I think that's all the evidence I had. We're gonna end it here because I've run out of time. I think I've run out of evidence too. And that has been my theory of how the kid in Breaking and Entering kid who possesses is Cassidy and not Fritz. And all that evidence supports it and debunks Foxy or Fritz. So that has been my theory. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.